Hi, Tamsin here. So in my last tutorial I was talking about the differences in technique needed to play the high whistle and the low whistle. So the biggest difference, and the one that gave me the most grief to start with, is piper's grip, which you use to cover the holes on the low whistle. I took you through the basics in part 1, so if you missed that, head over to the channel where you'll find all my tutorials. So piper's grip may be the most obvious difference, but equally important to achieving a good tone on the low D is breath control. There are two issues here. Firstly, how do I produce strong, clean notes over the 2 octaves of the whistle without any squeaks or squawks and breaks in the tone? And secondly, how do I find time to breathe? In this video, we'll tackle the first issue. So what constitutes good tone is somewhat subjective, but most of us will agree that we want all of the notes to come out clean, smooth, and roughly the same volume as each other. What we don't want is to hear little squeaks as we jump around between notes, or for our low notes to jump up the octave, or for our high notes to fall down when we don't want them to. So if you're struggling, the first thing to check is that you've got your piper's grip sorted, because a lot of the little squawky sounds could be coming from badly covered holes. This is more likely to cause issues on those difficult jumps where you're putting down lots of fingers at the same time, like going from A to low D, like this. So I'm not getting a clean D because there's air escaping. That sounded better, right? And that's because I was taking care to cover the holes properly, which is something that comes with time and practice. So practicing these jumps will improve your muscle memory and piper's grip will begin to feel more natural over time. Breathing pressure and embouchure, that's the shape of the inside of your mouth when you play, they come in when you're controlling the tone and pitch of each note. You'll have noticed that most notes have the same fingering up the octave as they do down the octave. So E. For the D, you can play with the same fingering, but you'll get a cleaner note and more accurate pitch by lifting the first finger off to play the higher D. So to control the pitch and the tone of the notes, we have to subtly vary our breath pressure and our embouchure. You can practice controlling this. Have all your fingers down, so we're going to play a low D. Relax your shoulders and your belly. And we're going to start blowing really gently and increase the force with which we blow. And at some point the note will jump up the octave, and this is the limit of the air pressure that this particular note can take. And on the E. So you can get to know the air requirements for each note and get yourself used to playing them. So you'll notice that the lower notes need a more relaxed embouchure and gentle blowing, and the upper octave requires a more focused airstream and more pressure to achieve clear notes. If you practice jumping between the octaves, you'll feel the difference in breath pressure and the shape of your mouth. Like piper's grip, it's really about training your muscle memory, which in this case involves really subtle differences in mouth shape and blowing style. So a good exercise to help with this is alternating between playing low D and other notes. So going up the scale, but always playing a low D in between, like this. Do it really slowly to start with until you're getting each note super clean. Then you can try going faster. last note wasn't very good, but you get the idea. A further challenge and a true test of your technique is to do that very same thing, but without tonguing between the notes. So listen to this. So there you've got a couple of exercises to be getting on with. Another thing that I found really helped is practicing tunes which have got big jumps in. So one tune that I found really good for it is the Blarney Pilgrim. The C part's got some big jumps in it, and it's actually quite like those exercises, but because you're playing a tune, you're having more fun as well. So the C part's got like this bit, which is so A, D, B, D, A, D. So it's really good for technique. Have a listen. So I hope you found this useful. Let me know what you think in the comments if you've got other things that you want to learn. I'll be making some tune tutorials soon. Maybe that one will be one of them. Yeah, keep tuned. See you soon.